it's the Mad Queen, and welcome to the Queen's Lair. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about the brand new Triple S Summoner Hero that's just come out during this Christmas event, which is Daniel. I have had a lot of fun playing with him, and I'm really excited to make this overview review guide for you guys today. Looking at his skills, firstly, he's able to summon a Dire Bear with his ultimate ability. The Dire Bear is going to deal quite a bit of damage. It's going to be AoE. It's not a huge radius, but it is going to increase as you start to upgrade his exclusives and upgrade his abilities. The Dire Bear is going to get 100% of Daniel's attack and defense. The health that the Dire Bear is going to get is going to be equal to 2,600% of its attack. It's going to get some damage reduction, some crit damage bonus, some crit rate, and some crit damage. It's only going to last for 7.5 seconds, and there can only be one on the battlefield at a time. Daniel's first common is called Eagle. So on this one, he's able to summon an eagle. It's going to inherit 90% of Daniel's attack and defense. Its health is going to be equal to 400% of his attack. It's also going to get an overall damage bonus and some crit rate percent as well. This is long ranged, and it's able to release something called the Heat Bomb. This is another AoE skill that does quite a bit of damage, and if there's already an eagle that's out on the battlefield, it won't summon another. It will make that eagle go ahead and resummon again that Heat Bomb. Daniel's next common ability is Jaguar. Jaguar is going to summon a Jaguar, and it's going to inherit 100% of Daniel's attack and defense, again, as we've seen before. The HP is going to be equal to 1,200% of his attack. He's going to get some damage reduction, a basic attack damage bonus, and 1,000% bonus attack speed. It's also a melee unit, and if the Jaguar is summoned again while there's still one on the battlefield, the current Jaguar is actually going to explode and do a bunch of damage overall to all of the enemies that are within the range. What's really nice about this talent effect is if Daniel receives damage that exceeds 20% of his overall max health at once, the Jaguar is going to take that damage for Daniel instead. His passive, Spinal Seal, I hope I said that right. Anyways, Spinal Seal is going to do quite a few things, and it's not only just going to benefit Daniel, it's going to benefit all of his allies that are also summoner heroes as well. The only thing is, if you're using a hero that does displacement skills, Daniel is going to have his crit rate reduced by 30% for 5 seconds. The reason why I think they did this is because Daniel is pretty OP in general. And if you put him with Bailey Hudson, those two are something else. You'll see whenever I do some runs here shortly in the arena. But he's going to be able to give 13% attack and defense to all summoners. And then as you start to level this up, you can see that it's going to take away more of his crit rate, but it's going to boost his attack and defense. So they're taking away a little bit to give him a pretty good boost. When we take a look at Daniel's exclusives, you can see deploys an eagle when entering the battlefield. So immediately right off the bat is going to summon the eagle once per battle. When there are 4 or more than 4 summons on the battlefield at the same time, the cooldown of Eagle and Jaguar summons is permanently reduced by 3 seconds. As we keep going down farther, enhanced ultimate skill, the Dire Bear's EMP skill inflicts 25% bonus damage and no longer has a cooldown. That's huge. And I am definitely trying to get to that as quickly as I can. And then, lastly, enhanced ultimate skill, the Dire Bear lasts 3 seconds longer. So, if you get to the point where you can have him with all of his exclusives done, this guy is going to be a monster for you. not only is he able to do a lot of AoE damage and just damage overall, he's also able to negate incoming damage onto the extra summons that he's brought onto the battlefield, which is really, really nice. Going over his equipment, I have chose to put a very interesting set on him for now. This is not going to be the set that I will use forever on him. I would like to get a gluttony set on him. That's going to increase his overall attack speed, and it's going to allow him to continuously pump out more and more summons even faster. For now, what I tried to do was focus on getting him as much attack as possible through the hero set, and then on the substats, I tried to focus on getting him defense percent. Because if you remember from his ultimate ability, and all of his abilities really, his summons are going to get 100% of his attack and his defense. Attack is important, don't get me wrong, but defense is equally as important, especially for the longevity of Daniel and all of the heroes he's summoning. And you're able to get it to the point where there is always consistently one of his summons on the battlefield. It's going to increase your damage too. The reason for that is because if you remember in his skills, almost all of them say whenever there's already a certain, if there's already an eagle or if there's already a jaguar on the field and a new one is summoned while there's already one still there, it's going to deal a lot of damage. It's going to basically explode or let off a bomb is what the eagle does and do a lot of damage. So if you can keep them alive for quite some time, you're going to be able to deal quite a bit of damage overall, and it's okay to give up a little bit of attack for some defense. But if you can find on the substats attack percent with defense percent, try to go with that. I did try my best on all of these, of course, to find defense percent and attack percent. And then on this one, I have defense percent and attack percent. For the main stats on the bottom, I picked attack percent as the main on all of those. I have some defense, damage reduction, and health. Some health, defense, and extra attack. And then damage reduction, defense, and health. Daniel is one of those heroes that is able to not only deal a lot of damage, but he's also able to stay alive for quite some time. There are so many times when I'm using Daniel within some content in the game, and if it's hard enough, a lot of people die and he is still surviving somehow at the end. So if you build him just right, he is going to be able to put out so much damage for you, and you're going to be able to really use Daniel in a lot of content within the game. As far as his exclusives, I did go over them. Prioritizing him in his exclusives is going to be beneficial over some other heroes for sure. Definitely over other SSS heroes and epics. He is definitely worth it if you have the resources sitting around. Of course, he's going to be behind a few other heroes. And then if you were lucky enough to get a skin, it's going to give you an extra 2% attack and 2% HP, which is super nice. It would be really nice if it was actually 2% attack and 2% defense, but I'm sure that, they kind of knew what they were doing with that. That would be a little boosted. So let's go ahead. I am going to take you over into the arena, and I want to show you just how busted he is. I have been able to defeat teams in the arena that are quite a bit higher than I am. So let's try the last. Of course, he has a little bit more than me as far as power goes, but I'm thinking we should do fine. As far as my commander, I do have the new SSS Enlighten. This is going to help out the ultimate for my Collaza and my Skewer and Hattie. Middle row is going to get extra health. Tank is going to get extra health. We don't have any of those. And the back is going to get extra crit rate. I'm using the Pain Rune, Helios, and Flashpoint on this team. I'm going to take it off of 2 times so we can watch it go slower. He's keeping up pretty well with Bailey Hudson, and that that says a lot. Nice. And I want to see how much higher we can go with it. How much can we push it? It is going to depend on the team, like I said. Who's this? Ooh, that might be one I don't want to play with. Okay, let's try out this team. Hopefully my head's not in the way too much. Ooh, Bailey came in and pooped on my Collaza. The new meta for Arena has arrived. Summoners in Arena are insane now. Insane. They went from being the least thought about class, the least used, and honestly just the worst class to being honestly one of the best. Not only can Daniel be used in Arena, he also works really well in the Disa Caves and the Sinsara Marsh. I'm not going to show those teams right now because I don't want this video to be mega long. He's also going to be helpful in the Ancient Altar, Twilight Lands, the Soul Mine. You're going to be able to use Daniel literally everywhere, and he's going to be able to find some kind of utility with almost every hero in the game. Not every, but you're going to be able to pair him with quite a few of the heroes within Eternal Evolution. So if you can and you're able to, definitely try to get at least 1 copy of him, or a couple if you can. He is 100% worth it. I don't say that about every hero, so when I do say it, I mean it. If you guys have any questions or anything additional you'd like to add, leave a comment below, and I would be more than happy to continue talking about Daniel with you there. If you're a new player or an experienced player, join my growing Discord community. It's a great way for new players to ask for advice and experienced players to give advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. This video was brought to you in collaboration with Eternal Evolution. Download the game for free now in the iOS or Google Play Store. You can also use my personal game download code in the video description to show some support. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.